Welcome to Edozzier tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to do the office setup. The office setup consists of responsibilities such as creating offices, assigning job functions and responsibilities to a particular office. And this is believed to be done by the Human Resources Office. So we go to the Human Resources Office. At the Human Resources Office, we go to set up the office, a particular office. Now, when we are setting up a particular office, we need to set up a department because we believe an office belongs to a particular unit and also belongs to a particular department. Now, we go to create a staff department first. So I would like to call that, let's call it the Student Affairs. We already have one here, so I'm going to call this 3. So I'm going to drop this here. We have created a staff department, and this automatically shows here. So when it shows here, we just need to edit this and give the unit a name. We can call this counseling, the counseling unit. So I can copy this and put it at the unit description. It is under the department Student Affairs. Now that is saved. Now the next thing to do is to go to offices. Now we have the counseling unit. Now we go to create an office. Now the office can also be called the counseling office, or we call it counselor. So I decide to call it counselor. Oops. All right, I'm calling this counselor. I put the description such that when the role is advertised, the job description will also be shown, will be made available. So I'm putting it under the counseling unit, and this is saved. Now we can see the role of a counselor added at the bottom. The next thing is to create the job type, to indicate the job types that are available within the organization. If it has been created, fine. So I just want to add a new one and call it, let's say part-time, or we call it, yes, let's call it part-time. And I save it here. Now we have the job type set. Now the next thing we go to is offices, to perform operations in an office. Now, to add a new staff to a particular office, before adding a new staff, we can do more. Let me go to the counseling office. So at the counseling office, clicking these 3 dots, I have a place where I can show the job responsibility. I can set job responsibility, the work experience needed when the role is being advertised, or other requirements that is needed for the role. I set it up using all these formatting tools for writing. So work experience, I can write an essay, a small essay on it, and that is done. Once that is done, I can view all of those details. Oops. Okay, I can view all of the details that I've set. It is currently showing black because I have not set the details here. Now, then I can edit any of it also. I can edit the role and the office, the name of the office, and I can delete it here. Now, the next thing is to go to assign a staff. But before assigning a staff, I've just created an office and I've not given it a particular job description, which is job permission, the job description, the job that the person is supposed to do within the organization. So let me go back and show you that. So going to the counseling office, I click this lock icon. Once I click it, it takes me to where I will set the job permissions for the particular office. So for the counselor, I want to see if the counselor should have access to the dashboard, and these are the information on the dashboard: account, HR, payroll. The counselor may not need that. The counselor may need an access to academics area. So Can the counselor touch the academic setup? We may say no. Can the counselor touch the courses? We may not need the counselor to touch anything here. Okay, we may need the counselor to be at the exams and record or any other permission that is available within this is, I'm using a demo for a school. That is why we have all of this. If it is not a school, you will see the job roles. I mean the office areas that are available within the system. So let's use exams and records. Now we can say the counselor should have an access to read just to see what is obtainable there. Maybe to check a student's history, to be able to counsel. Statement of result, we can say the counselor should have access to read. The counselor may have access to read transcript. The counselor may have access to read student. The counselor may have access to read or write into the student archive. What does write mean? What does read mean? Okay, let me quickly explain that. No access says the office has no access, no permission to have anything to do with that office. Read says the office can read information, information that are available to that office. Write says the counselor can edit information that are available to that office. Then full access has the read, write, and delete access. So anybody with the right access can only write, can only change an information, but cannot delete whatever thing the person has done. But full access allows it. Now the next thing, I can just save that for the want of time, to save time on the tutorial. So after saving that, I have created job permission for the particular office. Now after creating job permission for the particular office, the next thing is to add staffs to the office. Assign a role, assign a staff to the office. So I can click the icon here to add. Yes, I can click the icon. It's still loading. So when it clicks, it's going to show the office I have actually selected to be counselor. Then I can select a job type. Still loading. I guess that is my network. Let me do that again. Okay. All right. It has shown that I have selected counselor. Now you can select the kind of job type. You can have a counselor to be full staff and add a particular staff to it. So let me add a particular staff. You can search the name of a staff here. And I'm giving this staff full staff access. So this is saved. Now I can add another staff. I can add another staff to that same office and give the staff counselor, but a contract staff now. Now I'm going to add a particular staff. Let me say the staff. Now for all the staffs that are added, it's going to show their icon, their image icon here. And we can view the job details. So here, I mentioned that before. So let me do a quick refresh. Okay, so it has shown the staffs that have the counselor role, their icon, their picture. So we can hover on the image icon and see the name. We have Favor Afolabi and we have the other staff here, Jacob. All right. So here we can do more things. We can do more things and check the staffs that are currently having a particular role. We can go to that are currently having the permission to a particular office, I mean. So now, if we check, let's say the payroll office, we can see the staffs that currently have access to this job description, I mean this job function within the office. So when we select that, we're going to see everyone who has it. We can see that. We can also see the offices that have access to this particular job function. You can see the offices that have access to it and the permission level. So we can see that there's an office called Human Resources Manager, and the office has read access. to that particular role. ICT has full access, payroll ops has full access, rector has full access, and a lot more. So that will be all for this part of the office role setup. See you in another